as I can be. Even Santa would be suspicious. Am I the only one who's feeling blue at Christmas? Am I the only one who's feeling blue? So blue at Christmas.
You're tuned into the Sunday Evening Interview Show. I'm Christine Cameron, and tonight I'll be interviewing Jo Alcott about her latest best-selling book, which happens to be a memoir. Jo, tell us why you wrote Love Makes a Family.
I wrote it as a tribute to my foster mom, Marlena James. People know her as a famous recording artist, but very few people know that when she retired, she had a second calling as a foster mother to 4 young girls, and what a wonderful mom she was. We called her Marmee.
Marmee is what my little sister Daisy called me, and somehow the name just stuck. I became a foster mom because I was raised in a foster home myself. I loved to sing, and I was lucky because I was encouraged and provided with opportunities. I vowed that when I was able to become a foster mom and do all I could do to help my kids and find their unique talents. You know, we all have special abilities, but someone has to tell us that we do.
Miss James, on behalf of myself and my colleagues at the agency, we think we made a wonderful decision by placing those 2 gifted sisters with you.
Thank you, Miss March.
I know you'll be an inspiration to them. Doesn't Meg have a lovely voice?
She does. She sang a beautiful solo at her high school concert, and her little sister Beth writes songs. She composed 2 of them for her 8th grade holiday show.
How wonderful. How is Beth's health?
Good so far. I've just finished a course at the hospital for parents with children who have type 1 diabetes, and we've formed a support network, and we're all in touch with each other.
That's great to hear. Thank you so much for taking them in.
I'm the one who's blessed.
I'll be in touch.
After the sisters Meg and Beth, I was the next one to be placed with Marmee. Originally, it was supposed to be for a short period of time, but the way things worked out, I stayed with Marmee for 4 years. Amy was the last one to join our family.
I was wondering when you were going to mention me. I must say that these days Jo was a prickly pear. She had lots of tantrums and meltdowns, a lot of them directed at me. But I wasn't exactly a goody two-shoes myself. I guess you'll find that out when you read the book. By the way, Jo, Meg, and Beth weren't the only ones with talent. I became a popular and successful painter. My specialty is portraitures. I wonder if Jo put that in her book.
Marmee discovered that we all had good voices, so during the Christmas season, she sent us caroling.
You girls are terrific. My dad thinks so too.
Thanks.
My name's Ted.
I'm Jo, and these are my sisters.
Dad wants me to invite all of you in for apple cider and cake.
We'd like to, but we're expected home at 5 and we're already late. I'm Meg, by the way.
And I'm Amy. Why don't you come over to our house? We live right next door. We're making hot chocolate and have tons of homemade cookies.
Sounds great. I'll be over in a couple minutes.
Be sure to thank your dad for the invite. Oh, I'm Beth.
Maybe we can take a rain check. Marmee, that's our foster mom, has set up a whole caroling tour of the neighborhood for us.
See you soon.
Right.
Oof, it's good to be out of the cold.
I'll get the chocolate mix going. We got some sugarless packets for you, Beth.
Thanks, Meg.
Ted's house is the biggest one in the neighborhood. I wonder if just he and his father live there.
Guess we'll find out in due time, Amy. Right now, we've got to decide what we're going to do for our annual family Christmas show.
What about the scene from Pilgrim's Progress?
Too boring, Beth.
Ooh, let's have it take place in a cabaret. We can be a famous singing group, like the Spice Girls.
Great idea. Meg, but what's the storyline?
You'll think of something.
Woo! It's cold out there. How was Carolyn?
Marmee! We met a cute guy who happens to be our next door neighbor. I invited him over.
Oh, that's nice of you, Amy. Oh, Joe, would you put this mail on the desk?
I recognize the handwriting on this letter. It's from our crabapple landlord.
I'm sure it's not worth reading. Another complaint about noise. Well, before I signed the lease, I told him he was getting musical tenants, and he said it wouldn't be a problem.
Hi, come on in. Marmee, this is our neighbor, Ted.
Lawrence, Ted Lawrence. Wow, I didn't know your mom was Miss Marlena James. You're the greatest. My dad has every album you've ever recorded. Wait till I tell him.
Thanks, Ted. But please call me Marmee. Everyone does.
Here's the hot chocolate and cookies I promised.
Thanks, Amy.
You must go to Southwest High. But I've never seen you there.
Probably because I spend my lunch and study periods in Miss Patrick's room. I'm a computer geek. I don't mind being called that. I'm totally into it. My dad thinks I spend too much time in front of a screen, but I told him, when you find what you want to do in life, you got to give yourself over to it. Totally. Right, Miss James? Marmee?
Yes, indeed. But not to the point of ignoring everything else.
Oh man, whoa, sorry. But I gotta go. I'm working on a computer project with this dude and he's really onto something awesome. Gotta check it out. Thanks for the cookies. Nice to meet everyone.
I don't think he's found that balance yet. Girls, today I visited the Rogers family and they're really destitute. There are 4 children and their mom. I brought some clothes over to them and one of the little boys said, "Why didn't you bring us food?" Mrs. Rogers was so embarrassed and assured me they had enough to eat, but I'm not so sure. I made a roast beef with all the fixings for tonight's dinner. Don't you think we could bring it over to them right now along with a gallon of milk? We could order a pizza for ourselves.
Yeah, I'll help you get everything together.
Don't forget to include my cookies.
Let's bring them some of our games, too.
I'll wrap them up with paper and ribbons.
Oh, I knew I could count on your generosity. You girls are my own little women.
The next day, we went shopping for the Rogers family and packed 3 big boxes with presents and food, including everything they need for their Christmas dinner. They became our adopted family for the rest of the year. I think we did manage to give them a Merry Christmas, but I discovered that our Christmas was going to be anything but a happy one. The truth was that the letter from our landlord was an eviction notice. Marmee lost a large amount of money in what turned out to be a bad investment. Meg and I overheard her phone conversation.
I had no idea I was investing in a Ponzi scheme. That's exactly what it is, and it's illegal. You cheated all us investors out of our money. The corporation is going to have to give us back a portion of our investments because that's what bankruptcy court is for. You can't just stiff us. Listen, I'm broke. I'm 3 months behind in rent. I got an eviction notice. I'm desperate. I've got my girls to consider. You have to wire me a portion of the money I asked for. I know you're not completely cleaned out.
We've got to promise not to tell Beth or Amy.
I won't. But I know what I'm going to do. Even if Marmee won't like it.
What's that?
You'll find out.
Miss March, I didn't expect you.
Hello, Miss James. I was in the neighborhood and I took a chance that you'd be in. How do you like Petey? I just got him today. He's a rescue parrot.
He's a beautiful bird.
Petey's well trained and knows his P's and Q's. I hope you don't mind my bringing him with me. He won't get into any mischief when he's in his cage.
Petey wants a drink. Yours, straight
They told me at the animal rescue shelter that Petey has a few language habits that should be discouraged. I have to teach him new words.
How's tricks, cutie?
I'll put this cloth over the cage and he'll go right to sleep.
Don't bet on it.
Miss James, I'm here because the agency received a letter from your landlord, Mr. Miller. It says that you're about to be evicted.
Oh, it's a complete mix-up. I'm contacting Miller and his lawyer today. It will be straightened out by the end of the week.
That's what we thought. We're so happy with the way the girls are progressing in your care. They're doing so well in school and all their other activities. You've done wonders for them.
I love them. We're a family.
How terrific. And when I hear from you in a few days, I'm sure everything will be in order. Bye for now.
Another shock was yet to come.
So, what did you say your name is? By the way, you can call me Sid.
Meg. Megan Woods.
Uh-huh. How old are you?
18. Here's my driver's license.
Uh-huh. So what are you doing now?
Well, Mr. Sid, I'm still in high school.
Oh boy.
But I'll be graduating in a few months.
Bob, my musical director, said you got a great voice. Insisted I listen to you, so you tell me. Why should I listen to you?
Well, because...
What's your experience?
I had the lead in the last 2 musicals I was in. Pajama Game and Sound of Music.
Where?
Southwest Community High School.
Oh boy.
I've sung in my church choir for the last 4 years.
Uh-huh.
I've sung solos in my high school choir concerts.
What did you sing?
I could have danced all night.
Uh-huh.
I've got rhythm.
Uh-huh. What else?
I've gone caroling every winter break with my 3 sisters.
Oh boy.
And I've taken voice lessons for the past 2 years with my high school choir director, Mrs. Jane Nelson.
Kid, that's not a resume. I'm not even sure if it's a life.
Mr. Sid, please just listen to me. I really need this job. Being a singer is all I've ever wanted to do. Music is my life. But right now you probably think I'm some kind of joke.
No, more like a court jester.
Well, if you give me a chance, maybe you'll change your mind.
Let her sing, Sid.
Okay, Bob. Okay. I've got nothing better to do. All right, kid, I'm all ears.
I want to be happy, but I won't be happy until I make you happy too.
At home, Meg was rehearsing a bunch of songs with Beth accompanying her. I knew something was up, but when I tried to find out, all I got was a wall of silence.
You were born to sing, all right.
I really need this job, Mr. Sid.
She's got a repertoire of 15 songs. We'll rehearse them.
Okay. You can fill in for our headliner who's on tour. You'll work with Bob on your numbers and start this Thursday. I'm not going to pry into your family situation, but you're very young to be working here. My sister will be your chaperone. Her name is Dorothy, but she's better known as the Great Stoneface. She won't let you out of her sight. You'll do 2 sets, and then my driver, accompanied by the Stoneface, will take you home.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Sid.
Sid's my first name. I got a last name, too.
Marmy, guess what? I got a job as a cabaret singer. Isn't that awesome? But I'm not going to tell you where. But I auditioned, and Mr. Sid thought I was great. This is going to solve all our problems. My salary will help us keep us together as a family. I mean, I'll have to put college on hold for a while, but I don't care. Maybe I won't even go to college. I just want to sing.
Meg, you ready to start rehearsing?
I gotta go. Love you, Marmy.
Later that night, Meg told me her rehearsal with Bob went really well.
You catch on quick. I'm pleased with the progress you're making. Right now, I think it's time for a break. The deli next door has great food.
Oh, I'm too nervous to eat. I'll stay here and look over the music.
See you later.
Hello, Meg.
Marmy! How do you know how to find me?
When you mentioned Sid's name, I knew exactly where you were. I still have contacts in the business, and Sid and I go way back. While you were rehearsing, he and I had a long talk. He didn't know you decided to put off college.
I want this job.
Sid agreed that you first need to complete your education.
Why? You didn't go to college. Give me one good reason why I can't start my career right now.
Meg, it's different now than when I started out. When you get your music degree, you will have learned multiple skills that will help you with your career. Those skills can give you staying power in the music business.
But my salary will pay the back rent and help keep us all together. I heard your phone call.
Meg, darling, let me deal with that. I've been liquidating other investments, so I'm sure we'll be all right.
The situation turned out a lot more complicated than Marmy thought. She got a letter from Ms. March.
Dear Miss James, I'm sorry to inform you that your proposed plan to liquidate other investments in order to pay back rent and continue to provide for your foster children is not acceptable because of the time frame involved. Your landlord states that you must exit the premises the day after Christmas, which is only a week away. Our agency will place the girls in other foster homes. Their placements could be temporary if you're able to rectify the situation with Mr. Miller and can provide us with the necessary legal proof. You can contact our law firm.
Hey, Joe, you ready to go to the movies?
I'm more than ready, Ted. It'll be an escape from what's been going on around here.
Is something wrong?
I'll tell you the whole story after the movie.
Oh, Ted.
Hey, Amy.
Remember when I took that photo of you by the Christmas tree? Well, I used it to make a portrait of you. Right now it's just charcoal, but I'm going to turn it into a painting.
Wow, it's great, Amy.
It sure is.
I didn't know you had this kind of talent. It's really professional.
Well, if you took your eyes off the computer once in a while, maybe you'd find out more about me.
Yeah, I guess.
We should get going.
Where?
To see Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Oh, I'm dying to see it. I'll go too.
We're going out afterwards to discuss the film.
Don't you think I can discuss a stupid movie?
It's not that we don't want you. We just want a little privacy.
I'm going to see it more than once. I'll take you, Beth, and Meg, I promise.
You don't have to make any promises to me. I thought you liked my drawing.
I do. I think it's terrific.
So this is the way you thank me? I'll never go to the movies with you. And thanks for being so inclusive, Joe. You think you're smarter than anybody else, but you're just a rude tomboy. And you're ugly, too.
Maybe we should ask her to come with.
We don't have the time. We're already running late. Besides, I need to talk to you alone.
Oh, a picture-perfect setting with Beth and Meg at the piano. Meg, lean over a little. I'll take a photo and then I'll make a painting of it. I'm giving everyone portraits for Christmas this year.
It's already 5 o'clock. Joe and Ted should be home by now.
Marmee, stand by the fireplace and look at the camera. Thanks. Joe and Ted will be late. They're going somewhere afterwards to discuss the film. Intellectuals that they are.
I feel weird, really out of it.
Let's check your blood sugar, Beth. It's too low.
Sit here, Beth, and lean back.
Thanks. I'm feeling a little better now.
Well, we'll check you in a little while after you drink this orange juice.
I'm kind of tired. I'm going to lie down.
I don't think Beth ate lunch today.
The movie was awesome.
It had a lot of magical realism.
Yeah, it created a whole different world.
The novel I'm working on also has a lot of magical realism running through it.
Why don't you print out the first chapter, Joe? We can take turns reading it.
Okay, cool.
Meg, could you check up on Beth? Ted, how about staying for dinner?
Thanks. I'll let my dad know.
So Beth's resting now and looks much better. She's got color back in her cheeks.
My dad says to thank you for the dinner invite, Miss Marmee. He's involved in some hot real estate deal, and he was just about to call and tell me to order in.
I can't find my novel. It's nowhere on my computer.
Did you back it up, Joe?
Yes, but the attachment is gone. My novel has disappeared along with all the copies.
Mind if I check it out?
Go ahead, Ted, please. Amy, did you do something with my flash drive?
Of course not. You probably took it to school with you.
Think when you last saw it, Joe, and retrace your steps. That's how you found your chemistry book. I'm going to start dinner.
Amy, the flash drive is always plugged into my computer. I never remove it. If my novel has been deleted, I'll never be able to rewrite it. It will be gone forever.
Don't be such a drama queen. You have a memory, don't you? You'll be able to rewrite what you've done so far. It will just take time.
My sugar is back to normal. What's going on?
Miss Perfect, who can do no wrong, is accusing me of deleting her novel and stealing her flash drive. Listen, Joe, your half of our bedroom is disgusting. Clothes, paper, and books all over the floor. You never put anything away. You'll probably find your flash drive under your bed. And if you don't, it'll serve you right.
Girls, please.
You had a fit when you couldn't go to the movies. I didn't think you were this vindictive.
Joe and Amy, I want you to stop now. Call a truce until Ted is finished looking at the computer.
I'm moving out of the bedroom. I'll sleep on the couch.
You can move in with me.
Thanks, Meg. I'll do it tonight.
Free at last.
I managed to retrieve the novel. I'm pretty sure it's all there. I made 3 copies and encrypted one of them.
I'm moving your junk out now, Joe.
Amy, don't you dare touch anything of mine.
Then you better get it out right now if you know what's good for you.
Stop right now. Joe, you haven't even thanked Ted for retrieving your work.
It's no big deal.
Amy, I'll speak to you later. Right now, we're going to have dinner, and Ted is our guest. Everything turned out all right. We'll discuss it later. Joe, you have to be able to forgive.
I'll never forgive Amy. She won't admit it, but I know she deleted it. If Ted hadn't retrieved my novel, it would have been gone forever. Thank you, Ted. You saved my work.
Oh man, I just remembered. I got a homework project due tomorrow. I totally forgot. I better go home and finish it. Thanks for the invite, Miss Marmee. I gotta go.
You spoil everything. Now Ted hates us. He'll never be back.
Don't blame me for what you did. You're the spoiler, Amy. All because you didn't get your way. Don't come near me. I'm moving my things out now.
Not yet. First, you and Amy are going to help me with dinner. And if you two can't say anything pleasant, polite, or just plain civil, then I don't want to hear anything come out of your mouths. Do you understand? Now come along.
That's a pretty tune, Beth. Amy said you didn't eat lunch today. Are you monitoring what you eat?
Oh, Meg, I'm doing okay. Amy was in her and Joe's bedroom all afternoon. When I went in, she yelled at me to get out. I'm sure she deleted Joe's book.
Joe can thank her lucky stars that Ted came to the rescue.
I don't think Joe and Amy will ever speak to each other again. It makes me so sad.
They'll be on talking terms eventually, but it will take some time.
I'm not so sure. Amy has a crush on Ted.
I did not know that.
How could you miss it? All those drawings she does of him? But Ted likes Joe. That's pretty obvious. Before they left for the movie, Joe said she wanted to talk to Ted about something going on in the family.
Beth, all families have their ups and downs. That's just the way it is. I don't want you worrying about it.
Do you know what Joe's talking about?
I can't read Joe's mind.
When we moved in with Marmee and then Joe and Amy came to live with us, I felt like we finally found our real family, our permanent one. Now I'm not so sure.
We are a family. Just because Joe and Amy had a blowout doesn't mean our family is broken. Besides, I'll always be here for you.
Why did you quit that cabaret job? You seem so definite about starting a career.
It wasn't the right time. Sid and Marmee convinced me that I need a solid education in music before I try to break into the business.
When you go away to college, it'll be the first time we've ever been apart.
Actually, I've decided to stay in town. There's a great music conservatory I can attend right here, so we'll still be together. And if I decide to stay in a dorm, you can come and visit me and sleep over. I promise. So stop worrying and concentrate on your health. You know you can't skip meals.
Sometimes I'm not all that hungry.
Babe, you know you have to eat at regularly scheduled times in order to maintain your sugar level.
I'm so sick of this diabetes and all the rules that go with it. I'm not a structured type of person.
I'm sure they'll find a cure for it soon. In the meantime, you've got to keep yourself healthy. I'm counting on you to write a musical for me. Right now, concentrate on writing a song for our family Christmas show.
What's the story going to be?
I don't know. Jo will come up with something at the last minute like she always does. And Beth?
Yeah?
I meant it when I said I'll always be here for you.
That night, Marmee said she had something very important to tell us.
I'm afraid this is bad news, and there's no good time to tell you, so Might as well be now. Meg and Joe already know part of it. And it's all my fault.
It's not. You couldn't help what happened.
I didn't know it at the time, but I made a bad investment and lost a lot of money, and I got behind in the rent. That note from Mr. Miller was an eviction notice. He sent a copy of it to Miss March. I started the process of liquidating other investments and told Miss March that, but she sent me a letter saying it wouldn't happen soon enough because Mr. Miller wants us to vacate the premises on December 26th. She also said that you girls will be placed temporarily in other homes. I'm sure it will only be temporary. When I have the money to rent a suitable place, we can all be together again. Well, you can read the letter, it's all there.
Will we ever be able to go back to this place?
I'm not sure, Beth, but I'm hoping something will turn up. Right now, I have an appointment with a lawyer. I'll see you later.
What if we'll be separated for good? I can't stand to think of that.
Beth, where are you going? Don't you want to read the letter?
No, not ever.
That night, Beth became very ill and had to be rushed to the hospital.
Marmee, can we visit her today?
Not yet, Amy. Right now, Beth is in intensive care. She's in a coma. The doctors are trying to stabilize her blood sugar. Meg is the only one who's been allowed to see her.
Will she be all right?
I pray that she will.
She's got to get better. Nothing else matters. I've been so selfish, never thinking of anyone but myself. Dear God, please, please make Beth well again. I promise I will never do anything mean or hateful for the rest of my life. Joe, I deleted your novel and threw away the flash drive. Can you ever forgive me? I won't blame you if you don't.
I forgive you, Amy. All I care about is Beth getting better. That's what's most important. I've got to go talk to Ted.
Hi, come on in. How's Beth doing?
Still in a coma? Oh, Ted, I wish I could switch places with her.
You've got to believe she's going to get better.
Everything is so awful. Ms. March is coming this Saturday to take us to our new, supposedly temporary foster homes. And it's because Miller is evicting us and wants us out on the day after Christmas.
I didn't know that.
Everything's been happening so fast, I didn't have a chance to tell you.
Maybe I can help in some way.
What can you do? What can anyone do except pray for Beth and just wait and see what happens?
I'm going to try to do something. I can't promise anything, but have faith. Will you try to have faith, Joe?
Yes, Ted. I'll try with all of my heart. A few days later, Beth recovered and was able to come home.
Here we are.
Doesn't she look great?
Hey!
Flower.
Thank you. I kept thinking of all the people I love. That's all of you here. That's what made me better. When I was out of intensive care, I even wrote a song for our annual Christmas play.
I don't know that you girls will have time to do it.
We're going to have our production. We'll do it for you, Marmee, and Miss March. We'll insist that you watch it. We won't go anywhere unless she does. I'll write it if I have to stay up all night. And I did stay up all night. Meg slept on the living room couch so I could have the bedroom to myself. I spent half the night staring out the window hoping to get inspiration. The snow was falling in big lacy flakes, and I watched it turning the trees and walkways into a silver landscape. It was peaceful and quiet, but I was tied up in knots because I didn't have a clue what to write. After a while, I saw some clouds moving across the moon as if they were on a journey. And then I knew what I was going to write.
Girls, time to get up. Aunt Daisy's here and we're fixing all your favorite breakfast foods, so I know that we'll get you down here ASAP.
Marmee and Aunt Daisy outdid themselves. We had eggs, scrambled, poached, and fried, grits, taquitos, skillet potatoes, waffles, bacon, and sausage. Later that day, we packed up our suitcases and I printed out scripts. Ted came over to play his part.
So are we doing the cabaret show?
No, I totally changed my mind. You'll be the MC of a quiz show. Here are your scripts. We don't have time to rehearse, so just give it your best shot.
Miss March is here. She knows you're going to do the Christmas play before you leave with her.
Okay, you're on, Ted. Break a leg, everyone.
Welcome to this special holiday production of the ever-popular quiz show, Do You Have an Answer? I'm your host, Ted Lawrence. And now let's welcome our 4 guests, Meg, Joe, Amy, and Beth. I'm going to ask our guests the question for tonight's show. And if one of you thinks you know the answer, press the buzzer and step forward. Ready? Tonight's question is, what makes a family? Amy, step forward.
Togetherness makes a family. Sharing. Like the sweater you borrowed from me, Meg. Or was it the other way around? Whatever. Sharing bedrooms, baking cookies together, helping with homework. Sharing is togetherness.
That's a great answer, Amy, but it's not exactly the right answer. Joe, step forward.
Memories make a family. Like our annual Christmas play. Ice skating on the pond until it starts to crack, remember, Ted? Making Christmas happen for the Rogers family. And we'll always remember our annual caroling walks through the neighborhood.
Another excellent answer, but not precisely the correct one. Meg, step forward.
Celebrations make a family. All the holidays, our birthday parties, and especially Beth coming home from the hospital. All those happy times bind us together as a family.
A wonderful answer, Meg. So far, all of your answers have been 99.9% correct, but we're still waiting for the 100% correct one. Beth, step forward.
Love makes a family. Togetherness, memories, and celebrations are all part of a family, but it's love that binds a family together. And Marmee taught us what love is. Today we're going our separate ways, but no matter how far apart we'll be, we'll always be a family because we love each other. I'd like to sing a song I composed when I was in the hospital.
What's the tie that binds families together? Wherever you live, it's the same reply. Multiplied by folks, cross continents, oceans, and seas. Love is the tie so strong it won't
That is the 100% correct answer. Congratulations. According to my script, your prize is Aunt Daisy's famous sugar-free chocolate mousse cake. But now I'm going to go off script. Even though Daisy's mousse cake is the best in the world, there's another prize for Marmee and her girls. Do I hear a knock at the door?
Ho, ho, ho.
It's Santa Claus, better known as my dad, Jeff Lawrence.
This Santa brings only one gift, and it's for Miss Marlena James, better known as Marmee and her Little Women. Old Crabapple Miller sold this too flat. I bought it from him this morning, and I'm presenting you, Marmee, with the quitclaim deed to this building. You don't owe any back rent. You and the girls don't have to go anywhere. All of you can stay right here because now this is your property.
Mr. Lawrence.
Please, call me Jeff.
Jeff, I'm overcome by your generosity. I have no words to express my gratitude. You rescued my family.
I'm so happy I was able to do it. Miss March, are you all right?
Oh, yes. Who would have thought something like this could have happened? Oh, it's a miracle. I'm overjoyed. The girls will remain with you, Miss James. I'll straighten out all the paperwork tonight.
Let's all have some of Aunt Daisy's cake to celebrate.
We need a song.
Miss James, I have a request. I have your Christmas album, and on it you sing my favorite carol. All through the night. Could you sing it for us now?
Well, I'd love to.
Sleep, my child, and peace attend thee all through the night. Guardian angels God will send thee all through the night. Soft the drowsy hours are creeping, hill and dale in slumber sleeping. I, my loving, vigil keeping all through the night. While the moon her watches
They say that memories eventually fade, but this one remains as fresh and vibrant as the first time it happened. And I will carry it in my heart for as long as I live.
Visions of delight, revealing breathes a pure and holy feeling all through the night.
Hi, my name is Brandon Hanks, the producing artistic director of Rebel Stages. Thank you for tuning in to this original radio play written by Hope Hummersand. We hope that we were able to bring a little warmth and love into your home, your car, or wherever you decided to listen to this radio play. As you all know, 2020 has been a very difficult year for everyone, and we'd like to dedicate this performance to all those who are affected by this horrific disease, COVID-19. This year has been especially hard for the performing arts community, so we ask that you please support us in whatever way you can. Support your local theater, your local dance studio, your voice studio, or you can even visit and donate to the Actors Fund by going to www.actorsfund.org. On behalf of Rebel Stages, Worthington Players, and the Shawnee Playhouse, we hope to bring you live theater in 2021. so please be sure to stay tuned. For updates, please be sure to like both Rebel Stages and the Shawnee Playhouse on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Also, join our mailing list. Be sure to hold and protect those you love. Have a safe and Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
For all the times gone by, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet. Here's a hand, my trusty friend, give me a hand of thine, and we will take a hearty drink for all the times gone by, for all the times gone by, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne, for all the times gone by, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. We'll take a cup of kindness yet for